What I wanted to do for the zero gravity sequences was to take an ordinary environment and achieve this very incongruous zero gravity effect.
Christopher Nolan refuses to use CGI, and it's become one of the staples of his movies. The guy who directed this movie would probably say that they could simulate every frame of Inception on a computer screen. But Christopher Nolan refuses to be part of low-effort shortcut culture, and that's why he has some of the most beautiful cinematography the film industry has ever seen. But why doesn't Nolan just use CGI? His life would be much easier, and it's becoming an industry norm to just use special effects. But no, Nolan uses real shots, and today we're going to take a look at the tedious process of shooting practically through one of my favorite movies, Inception, and then talk about Nolan not using CGI through the lens of Inception. To get this shot right with special effects or CGI would be hard enough, so you can only imagine how intense it was for Chris Nolan and crew to ace it by shooting in real life. The actors, cameras, cinematography, and laws of physics had to align in a completely harmonious way for this scene to look as good as it did, and the way that it was constructed is actually pretty genius. The team built 3 different sets for these hotel shots: a horizontal hallway for the shifting gravity scenes, a vertical hallway for the zero gravity effect, and a hotel room designed for both shifting and zero gravity. And then there were separate camera rigs to capture each perspective perfectly.
We did it through a number of different rigs, and in the final edit what you see is shot to shot to shot. It tends to be a different orientation, a completely different rig in each shot, and I think that more than anything else really stops the audience seeing the trick of how these things are done.
The vertical corridor is supposed to be the same location as the horizontal corridor, and it's an identical set. The difference is that it has been built vertically, so it's standing on its end. And this means we can drop actors and stunt performers on wires down into the set, and the camera looks up at them. And they can then be raised or lowered, they can swing around inside the set, and it looks like they're floating in zero gravity.
Without getting too much into numbers, here are some details about the set. These mechanisms were running on 30-foot wide steel rings in an aircraft hangar, and the hallway was 100 feet long and could be rotated at 6 revolutions per minute. An absolute masterclass in set building and cinematography. But let's not forget that the actors and stunt performers also played their part.
In order to make it look like that was the case, I actually had to keep every muscle tight because I was supporting myself. I didn't have to worry about making myself look as if I was having a hard time. I was having a hard time.
In an age where it's all AI art and low quality slop, there really is something truly magical about an artist who refused to take the easy shortcut then and continues to refuse the easy shortcut now. And that is why Christopher Nolan doesn't use CGI, because no matter how advanced and sophisticated CGI is, nothing feels as real shots. And the audience can tell when something is real and there's actual effort put into it. Nolan prefers having that element of realism in his movies, and I can confidently say it is amazing to experience that dedication as an audience member.